How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. No shameless plug or shilling for this video because this is a pretty serious topic that I'm going to talk about. I want to apologize to my viewers here on YouTube as well as my eBay customers. I know I've been gone for about, I believe, 12 days or something like that I haven't uploaded a video or sold anything on eBay. I do have a list of orders I still have to process. I messaged a couple of my customers about what happened with me, and I guess I owe all of you guys an explanation. If you can't tell, I'm still kind of having a little bit of trouble speaking. So what happened over the past week or so? As all of you know, let me take a swig of seltzer first. As all of you know, I had COVID, and I self-tested and locked myself up at home and tried to take care of myself as best I can and made sure that, my place was off limits. And I did what a lot of other people have done in my case, and that was to self-medicate. I decided to take ivermectin. And for the good that it did, I didn't realize how dangerous it potentially can be. So the ivermectin helped. It knocked the COVID right out of me because I had it for 5 days. And I went on Amazon and I ordered for the horse paste, which literally that's what it is, and started self-medicating. And within a couple days of taking the stuff, it knocked the COVID right out of me. I still have Binax testing kits inside my apartment just in case. I'm not one of those people that doesn't think it's real. It is real. I'm not going to pretend that it's not a thing because it is. I went through it. I was hurting, and it was awful. It was one of the worst sicknesses I ever had. It was painful. But I kept taking the ivermectin days after the fact, and that's where the problems began because the ivermectin is a highly concentrated form in its paste form. And I probably was not paying attention to what I was doing, which, I'm very meticulous. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not OCD, but I'm very particular with what I do with myself, especially with my health. And, I take all sorts of supplements and stuff like that. For a guy my age, I'm 48 years old almost, and it's I do everything I can to keep my weight under control and to eat better. And, it's not like I'm going to live forever or anything like that. But the simple fact of the matter is that, I like to stay healthy. But, I'm one of those guys that does not believe what the government tells me. I don't trust the government. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. And I'm a Trump guy. I don't care if it's either of those two sides. I'm not picking a side. The reason why I'm so cynical when it comes to government health care is because, and I've loosely mentioned it, and I don't want to harp on that subject anymore, but for the sake of conversation and transparency, after being at the World Trade Center like I was for the first 5 days after the fact, after it happened, from the 12th to the 16th, I developed health issues. And for most of my adult life, I've been a lab rat. Getting tested, doing surveys, going to doctors, going to this specialist, going to that specialist. And after a while, you get tired of it. You get fed up, you get tired, and you don't want to deal with that crap no more. So that's what started me taking supplements. That's what started me taking ivermectin and whatnot. And as time went on, something went wrong. I literally poisoned myself because I probably was not paying attention to what I was doing. Because when it comes in that syringe, And many other people have taken ivermectin, Tim Pool, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Rogan. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talking about it, and that's what prompted me to do it, because it was readily available, easy to get, and it, for the most part, when done properly, it worked. But because the paste form is so highly concentrated, it could be extremely dangerous. And I believe the last couple of doses that I took, I literally poisoned myself. I would have to be a narcissist to not admit that to myself, that I literally poisoned myself. So what happened was, I became dizzy. I couldn't speak, couldn't stand up. I couldn't I mean, the world was like this to me. It was like being drunk without being drunk. I couldn't eat. And it was frightening. It was really frightening. I couldn't cook. I couldn't trust myself cooking. And a whole bunch of other things. I mean, it really, really knocked me down. Everybody here was, I mean, thank God for the friends that I have and my family, because they were calling me. They were all worried about what was happening with me. I mean, I literally turned into mud, like Jello. That's the only way I can describe what my body felt like. It felt like Jello. So I was able to muster up enough sense to use the Walmart app to order food, so I didn't have to drive anywhere to buy anything. So I ended up buying water, more Gatorade Zero, or the sugar-free stuff. I bought all sorts of juices and whatnot. I bought cases of water and just tried to flush my system out and just drink liquids. I literally dropped my weight down from 206. I usually average about 204 to about 210-ish. So I went all the way down to 198 at one point, where even my urine was almost the color of tea, like dark brown, because of the amount of weight that I was losing through my urine. It was frightening because I couldn't eat. So, basically it was just drinking liquids. Get out of here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's the bugs and the mosquitoes are getting in their last flight, because it's going to start getting cold. It's a little chilly out right now. I mean, thank God I got the sun beating down on me. But anyway, yeah. So I just started drinking tons and tons of water. I probably drank about maybe like 8 bottles of water in one day, and once I started coming out of it, and I was eating stuff that was, easy to make. I really don't like canned things. It's not really my thing, with the exception of tuna. But I bought like salads and stuff from Walmart and had that ordered to my home. And once I started getting good stuff in me again, I started clearing up. But because of the fact that I wasn't eating properly, like eating meat or eating good protein, I decided that when I finally had enough sense and had enough strength to actually get up and get into my car, because I really couldn't trust myself to do so. I wanted to go to Harris Teeter and get some stuff. So, I got in my car, drove around the parking lot here where I live, and once I trusted myself enough to be behind the wheel of my car, that's when I decided, okay, let me go get some groceries and get seltzer water. I always drink seltzer water anyway. That's one of my vices, as far as like my diet is concerned. And the first thing I did after I bought stuff from Harris Teeter was I went to McDonald's and I bought myself 2 double quarter pounders with cheese, and ate them like there was no tomorrow, which, with that kind of hunger, that was telling me that something seriously went wrong. That I literally poisoned myself with that ivermectin. And then, the next day my friends came over here, and as time went on, I started to finally clear up, and they bought me food. Last night I had my buddy here, we went out again to get some cheeseburgers again. I don't want to say McDonald's is a savior, but it's just because of the lack of protein that I was ingesting that was causing me to break down like the way I did. But that ivermectin, for all the good that it did for me, I took it not just to get rid of, the Rona, but it was also being used as a preventative measure after the fact, just to make sure that I killed the thing. But the problem with that is like I said, unfortunately, I believe I overdosed on it, and it really, really hurt me, man. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's not a thing, because it is. I had it, and it's not pretty to have. I could tell you that the virus is awful. It sucks. It's painful. Thank God I'm alive. A lot of people passed away from it, but the problem is that, at that time, with everybody panicking and the government instilling fear in people, and especially me being a lab rat after 9/11, no thanks. I'll take my chances doing my own thing. Thank you very much. But, for a time, like I said, it worked. It helped clear it out of my system. But then as the days went on and I was continuing to take it, I should have stopped in hindsight. And I literally poisoned myself as a result. I'm lucky I didn't end up in a hospital. I'm lucky I didn't die. I'm lucky I didn't get permanent brain damage or anything like that. I mean, I literally couldn't speak. I couldn't speak. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't see straight. Like, the whole world was like this. Try to imagine, like, you ever do this as a kid? You would take a broomstick or a baseball bat and put it up to your forehead and then run around in a circle, and then your friends tell you to go, and then you just flop over on the ground. That's kind of what it felt like. It was bad. It was really bad. It was frightening, actually. I don't scare easy when it comes to things like this, but from a medication standpoint, I should have cut myself off right then and there. And it just, me with, the issues that I've had over the years with my health, I'm lucky to be alive. I'm lucky to have, the ability to take care of myself. And, I've talked about this, like I fought, the court system in New York State and the federal government for, my 9/11 benefits and whatnot. And 2 of the 3 cases that I had were successful, that I won. The third one's in appeal, because they're trying to force me to do things that I don't want to do. And you get tired of being being an experiment. You get tired of being you get tired of like being poked and prodded and having surveys and going to doctors, and it sucks anymore. I had enough, and I finally put my foot down and I said no more. So, but it's very dangerous, that stuff. I mean, for what it was, for the time when I guess up until I wasn't paying attention, I think that's probably when my brain, finally went into like a haze, that I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. That, I literally poisoned myself with that ivermectin. And as good as a job that it did to clear up the COVID that I had initially, taking it after the fact, I should have stopped. I should have cut myself off. Hindsight is 20/20. That is true, But of course, me, being the kind of guy that I am, sometimes I take things too far, and I'm not going to pretend. And I'm lucky to even be sitting here. I could have ended up in the emergency room. I could have died. I mean, like, there's just no other way to say it. But it's taken me all this time to finally get my head clear. I'm eating, properly again. My refrigerator is completely full with food. Again, like I said, I had one of my buddies here last night. We went out and had something to eat here on the patio. I had Chinese food for lunch yesterday before he came. So, I'm slowly getting myself back in order again. And I'm just grateful that, like, I'm alive, man, because if that would have continued to go the way it did, I guarantee I would not be on camera right now. And I'd say this with a stern warning to all of you. If this thing should come around again, do yourself a favor, man. Go to the doctor. I mean, again, I don't trust doctors. I don't trust what the government tells me. I don't trust anything that I see on TV until I see it with my own two eyes. I've had to think, feel, and believe that way for a long time because of what I went through post 9/11 with my health being experimented and misdiagnosed, and everything else. But thank God for my friends and my family who really cared enough to make sure that I was all right. I mean, that was scary, man. So, don't be a superhero and self-medicate. I mean, if you're going to take vitamins and supplements, that's fine. But even with that, you got to be careful as well. But when it comes to that ivermectin, just don't do like what I did. You can poison yourself. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up poisoning myself. I'm lucky I'm able to speak because when I was in the middle of all of that, when it was still in my system, I mean, that's what it was like. It was like everything was like, I mean, I lost all that weight. My urine was brown. I mean, it was awful, man. It really was. But after days and days of flushing my system out, drinking things like this, good healthy stuff, drinking juices, and I bought 2 cases of Gatorade Zero, and drinking that to flush my system out to get my electrolyte count, up and going. And then, of course, eating. And I'm not a takeout guy. It's rare that I eat takeout. Like, I had Chinese food yesterday. It's only because I need to build myself back up again. I gained some of the weight back, which is good. So I'm around 206-ish, 207-ish, somewhere around there. So I got some of that weight back, which is good. So it's just building myself back up again, getting my senses back. I want to say I'm about at least 95% where I was, or where I should be. And, once I get myself back in order, hopefully everything will be fine. But it's a very dangerous thing. I'm not going to be a narcissist and say, not me. Something clearly went wrong, and the only person I can blame is myself for going too far when I should have stopped. When I was feeling better, that's when I should have stopped taking that stuff. So, be careful with what you do with anything you put into your body. That's a very stern warning, because if that can happen to me, that can happen to anyone. The brain fog alone, like even trying to communicate with somebody, like I would try to speak like I'm doing now. Like, thank God I can speak cognitively, but trying to even talk to my friends, I wasn't making sense. It was gibberish. It was like listening to a 2-year-old. I even recorded myself talking, just saying random things, like talking about something on TV or whatever, on my phone here. And all I can hear is, and that's what it sounded like. It's scary, man. So, be very careful, everyone. Don't take things too far, Everything is good in moderation, but if you go past that point where you have the line in front of your face and then you intentionally cross the line, that's where the problems will begin. And this was a hard lesson to be learned. I'm lucky to even be alive. I could have been in the emergency room. My family were calling me. My friends were calling me. They brought me food and everything. Not to repeat myself, but it's just, it was scary, man. So with that being said, I do have outstanding orders for my eBay customers, and I deeply apologize to all of you for the past, I think maybe 12 days since all of this happened. But I needed time to recover and get myself back in order again, and now that I'm kind of there, I will fulfill your orders. I started messaging my customers on eBay. If you're watching this video, I said I was going to make the video as promised, so here it is. When I have a chance, I will prepare your orders for shipping. One order in particular, I'm actually going to throw a little bone to one of my customers who bought an Aaron Judge 9.5 off of me. I'm going to throw an extra card just for being patient, which I appreciate personally. I hope you all understand, what happened. But again, to kind of like close out this video, if you're going to medicate yourself, be very careful with what you do and what you take. And, there's no substitute for a doctor. But, given what happened over the past couple of years, I'm surprised it took me all that time to finally get the virus, And thank God I came out of all of this, fine. But, again, if you're going to self-medicate, be careful, man, especially if you're going to take the stuff like I took. I know Aaron Rodgers and Tim Pool and Joe Rogan and a whole bunch of other people took it. And I took it. I saw other people's videos on YouTube of people taking it, and it worked. But in my case, I guess as time went on, beautiful when you hear birds like that. I love that. It's just such a nice day outside today. But anyway, but all these other people took it. But in my case, it went one step too far. I should have stopped when I was feeling better. But I went too far, and I literally poisoned myself. I should have known that something was going on, that, moderation is good. I guess is the only way I can put it. Anyway, I'm going to end up sounding like a broken record here, repeating myself. Just be careful with what you do with yourselves. Be careful with supplements. Be careful with self-medication. Be careful with all that kind of stuff. You could end up in a hospital, and you could potentially hurt yourself or die. This was a very, very eye-opening experience for me, because after all these years of taking supplements and taking care of my health, I was severely overweight. I was like 280 pounds at one point. Now I'm down to I bounce between 204 to like 208, sometimes maybe 210, it depends, but 206 is kind of like that sweet spot where I'm averaging at this point in my life. And, I care greatly about my health. I'm not getting any younger. I'm almost 50 years old. But, at this point, self-medications, it sounds like a great idea, but it could potentially be dangerous and hazardous. If you can't tell, I'm still stuttering just a little bit because there's still some lingering effects, and I'm still flushing my system out. I'm still trying to eat high protein, high fat content food. I bought, probably about 30 cans of tuna and water, which is really good to get some good, omega-3 in me and some good protein in me. I got steaks and stuff like that, and I got stuff for the air fryer and whatnot, but I'm still, I need just a little bit more recovery, but I'm able to function. I'm able to do what I got to do. But with that being said, I will get your eBay orders out to my eBay customers. Again, I apologize to all of you profusely. I was not expecting that this would happen. It's frightening. It's scary. And don't be a hero. Don't be stupid. Don't do like what I did, because you will end up hurting yourself. You can kill yourself. You could die. You can get sick. You can maim yourself. There's a whole myriad of things that could happen. And in my case, I should have stopped. I saw the line and I crossed over the line, because I didn't say, all right, here's the line. I need to stop right here. This is the end. That's the end zone right there. That's that's like in soccer. All right, there's the goal. That's where it begins and that's where it ends. But of course, stupid me didn't do that, and well, I got what I deserved, and I'm just going to say that because I'm not going to be a narcissist here. I did it to myself, and I had to pay the piper for it, and now I'm okay. I still have a little bit more recovery to go through, but I will get your orders out to you guys. I will be making content again. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Don't be a hero. Don't be stupid. Be careful with what you do with yourself, with anything. That goes for cigarettes. That goes for beer. That goes for, even aspirin. That goes for anything. Be careful. That's all I can say. So, with all that, thank you, everyone, for watching this video. And again, to my eBay customers, I'm extremely sorry that your orders haven't gone out yet, I do have a shipping label that's printed for one order. I believe there's like 9 or 10 cards in one order. I have a whole bunch of other orders I have to print out, and I also have to pack up the Aaron Judge 9.5 to one of my customers who I'm going to probably give a bonus card to, because unfortunately a person was looking to cancel. So I did message the person, and hopefully I can get that out today, if not tomorrow. So your orders are going to go out. I will be relisting again once I feel confident and I feel, strong enough to be able to, sit there and do full relist and whatnot. And, I want to go back to making content. There's a lot of things that I want to get into. A lot of stuff came, over that 12 or 13 days or however long it was that I was knocked on my ass. This is one of them right here, as a matter of fact. There's a strange story behind this Oktoberfest Bayern jersey. As a matter of fact, I got, there's just a lot of stuff to go over and review, but I need just a little bit more time, but I will be getting to your orders as soon as humanly possible. So just be a little bit more patient with me, guys. Full transparency. This is why I make these videos, so that this way you know what's going on. Nothing's hidden from you guys. And that's pretty much it. So thank you again for your patience and your time. Thank you for supporting the channel. And until next time, everyone, just please be careful. Be careful what you do with yourself. All right, your body is a well-oiled biological machine, and one thing that goes wrong can completely destroy you. So take care, everyone. God bless and stay safe.